Okay, let's do this.
Too late.
Did you already introduce yourself?
No, not at all.
No.
But hey, everybody! I'm an Asian. Don't seem to be able to access the Discord. Did I send the wrong link? Hold on.
Did you?
Server settings, invite people. Copy. Okay, new game. That Discord should get you to. Well, hopefully it gets you to the Discord. And we're going to be focusing on the Roast My Rig room.
One new message.
Okay. Hey, guys. Let's actually start this thing.
Yep.
If you're new to the channel, my name is Adam, and that is...
I'm John.
Wow, that took a while. What's your problem, John?
There's a 30-second delay.
Yeah, but that was like me to you. That was like a 5-second delay. No, not really.
No, I didn't know what you were referring to right away.
Yeah.
It's like I just woke up from another nap or something.
But did you really?
No, I was just chilling. I didn't get home till 1 o'clock last night from the track. So
I mean, that's kind of normal. I mean, at least it's 1 o'clock and not 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock is when I get home.
Pretty true. It's one of those, like, because I went the night before, so I didn't get home until like 11. Then I had to work. I came home. Okay, no, I didn't go home. So Friday night went straight to the track. Drove a little bit, played with the mini some more. So, and
I'm kind of over my mini right now. Like,
is it bad that I'm kind of like over just driving? Like if I'm just driving, but like when I do something new to the car, it's a little bit better.
I mean, that's how it always is, right?
Oh.
But that's why it's such a hard time for me, like, because like outside of the AccuVance motor, it's like, oh, nothing else is new. I was gonna buy the Yokomo LTS knuckles, like those high knuckles for my other mini, but yeah,
they're like the we are.
Yeah, right. But
Ooh, LTS mini.
I mean, I already have it. Well, not the Yokomo one, but like the wrap up next nervous thing that I have going on. Hi, Sam. Hey, Judd.
Hey, Sam. Hang on, I gotta let the dog in because it's gonna keep barking.
What is your dog of choice? John has a Labradoodle.
No, mini golden doodles.
Golden doodles. Mini golden doodles. They're known for supposedly being smart and for being hypoallergenic.
Not this one. Apparently, mouse allergic. Come on, buddy.
That means they didn't get all the poodle qualities, right?
Yep.
Border Collie. Border Collies have too much energy, at least for me.
Okay.
This is Loki. Everybody say hi to Loki. Okay. So tonight, you guys, I've actually kind of structured it. We're going to go over like calendar events, and then we're going to talk about other stuff, and then more stuff, and then a few things that I've decided to take from just like regular chat. Hey, John, or JJ. If you want to go by JJ, that's fine. Team Rack City. Team Rack City over in Corpus Christi. Has Phil been up there to drive lately? If not, you should kick him in the shin. Anyway, so what I want to start off with is just a notification of what I'd like to do tonight is, if you saw in chat, go ahead and click on that Discord link, join the Discord, post a picture of your chassis into that Discord called Roast My Rig. If we're lucky, then we'll get some pictures there and I'll post them up online, Or not post them, but show them on the channel, and we can kind of talk about it, see what you're doing interesting or what's interesting, and then you can tell us a little bit more about your car and chat, all that fun stuff. Let's talk about calendar events really quickly here, John. So
Cool.
tomorrow, let's go ahead and talk about tomorrow. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be the first PDX Underground Drift Comp. It's going to be called Next Level Drift Comp because it is basically the first time we're doing this at PDX RC Underground. So the track is going to open at 9 a.m. Oh, let's first, Spec Tires is going to be Yokomo DRPs.
The Derps.
Yep. And then the track fee is going to be $20. Or if you are a member, it's going to be free according to Kevin. The doors will open at 9 a.m. So basically it's practice from 9 a.m. until 11. Then there's going to be a driver's meeting at about 11:05. Skip the qualifying. There is no qualifying. I know the flyer says qualifying, but the new one doesn't say that. We're just going to go straight into it. We're going to do team tandems, first half of the comp. And then we are going to move on to 1v1 after that. There will be break. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to go through us, fast enough in between the rounds so we can have more drive time after, hopefully.
What time do they close at? 5?
They normally close at 5, but depending on how long the comp goes, we'll see what happens.
And is the 1v1 open to everybody? So like even if you're in team tandem, you're still available to battle?
Yes, as far as I'm aware, that's how it's going to be. The other guys can chime in and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you're on team tandem, you can also do a 1v1 comp.
Okay. And as far as the brackets being going up, is it going to be like just drawn from a hat?
Yes. A hat or a Tupperware, whichever.
Okay.
So.
Oh, why doesn't it get bigger? Oh, that's bigger.
Which one? Oh, what's my wig?
Okay. So cool. We've got a picture of Sam. Sam's chassis in right now. Phil, haven't seen Phil in a minute. I don't have a pic of my chassis, so y'all can roast it. So y'all can't roast. Oh, I can totally roast it, Judd. You know why? Because there are other pictures of the final form too. Okay. Am I going? Yes. Not in the same capacity of actually competing, though. I will be there for moral support. Yes, moral support. That is right. Meaning I get to take pictures and not have to worry, just like I typically do. And I don't even have to worry about running the competition either. So even better. Hey.
You're just going to be taking pictures and videos.
Yep. And my camera batteries are actually charging now. So.
You're all ready for it.
Yeah. Last time I took 100 pictures and both of my batteries that I had with me were both dead because I didn't charge the night before. I pulled an Alex. Cool.
So, I guess we're roasting Sam's car.
No, we've got time. We'll let him roll in.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the PDX drift competition for tomorrow. If you're in the area, or if you're in Corpus Christi and want to make an immediate flight out tonight so you can be there tomorrow morning, that would be cool. Could you imagine?
Or if you're in New York, Red Eye flight or whatever?
Dude, that'd suck though. Red Eye flight from New York, because it's already a 5-hour flight as a direct flight, right?
Yeah.
Because even if you left at 10, right?
If it's 12 over there, they'll get here at 5 a.m. tomorrow. They have 4 hours to get ready.
Mm-hmm. It's you're not gonna sleep. But if you do want to plan then let's plan dates so we can all have like a big Matsuri,
right?
because that'd be
That
cool.
so I've been actually thinking of remember the invitational.
Hmm.
Maybe we can make it like a invitational invites only Matsuri.
Nah, I mean like cool people, but
Cool people invite only. So,
um, no, but that'd be cool. Matsuri Northwest,
yeah, I can consider it.
like outside of the expo, right? Because the
Yes.
expo is kind of Matsuri Northwest, just without the
Mhm.
title.
Yeah.
Sam, you need a better Tiny Whoop, one with like a HD video, or one with the DJI feed. Meaning you
The
need to.
video is cool. I'll let you fly my DJI as long as you don't crash it. It's too slow though. It can
Okay,
buddy.
gonna bring my
Try
Tiny
to-
if you don't mind. Um, Tiny Whoop is cool, but I would say only during open drive time. That's it.
Mhm. Wait, we can't be like FD and like have drones flying while you're competing.
I mean, hey, technically it's not my domain, right? You guys have all the right to make your own changes.
Right. So ow.
Okay, so moving on to
Well,
the next event that's coming up. June 4th is round number 2 of the Oregon Series, Oregon Region STC Series, or the Super
mhm.
Drift competition, which is being held at the Fitted Car Show. So if you're not already in the car show, or if you are planning on being in the car show, there is going to be like your entry fee to get in. But for everyone that's just doing a competition, if you want to compete, go ahead and make sure that you go over to register over at challenge.com. There's a link in the description if you're interested in that. And then once you're there, that'll just make sure that everything's going to go smoothly. I do have a feeling that like if they just see that you have an RC car, they're probably just going to let you in. Or we can probably be we can let them know that there's a list and they'll probably need to follow that list because there's not going to be a lot of drive time, like open drive time for that competition. It's going to be show up, maybe practice for like
Mhm.
30 minutes to an hour and go. Um, no lunch break in the middle. Just go because we only have
Right.
5 hours.
Hmm.
Brian, I prefer that over comp. Matsuri, yeah, a lot of if you're referring to Matsuri, a lot of people like Matsuris over comps. Just
Hmm.
no stress environment. Come and hang out.
Yeah.
Okay. To do free entry to
Bring
the
your
show, free
RC,
entry to the
right?
competition, unless you actually enter the show. Register spec tires. Spec tires or DRC still. Um, please bring your own tires. Uh,
Clean ones, guys.
A Main actually has DRCs in stock right now. So I'd imagine that if any shops have them on back order, we're going to be getting those. um and yeah, tires will just need to pass tech. We're still going to be pretty lax in terms of used DRCs versus new DRCs. This time it's a little bit different because a little bit of wear down on the DRCs is preferred just because of the surface type. And RCH here in Portland have tires. Cool. Cool.
Hobbytown have tires too over in Clackamas.
But as far as DRPs or DRCs?
They're DRPs. But Kenny said he's got a couple DRCs, but don't quote me on that. I know those are hard to get at the moment.
Right. Like, I have a feeling that they're trying to move everybody over to the DRPs.
Hmm. I still so I'm not sold on the DRPs yet.
I mean, it really is just an LF5. Like, it's closer to an LF5 than anything else.
Hmm. Like
And
it
yes,
works, and
D-
it's fun to stand up.
DRCs are in stock at A Main right now. So if you want to pack up on those.
I have 2 packs, so I shouldn't be buying anything.
I saw the actually the next section is the product watch.
Hmm.
So I saw the shark short, the narrow shock rear shock tower, and like, okay, we're buying it.
You're
Which
back.
which oddly enough today I actually moved my shocks all the way to the outside of the shock tower, or almost all the way to the outside of the shock tower. So I might not even use it in the end.
But is it just one of those things though that you buy just because?
Yeah, yeah. That was a lot of this. But it is a really giant shock tower. And if it wasn't behind the wheels like how it
Mhm.
is, your tires would hit it indefinitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check out some of the pictures in Roast My Rig.
Are we
Oh,
doing that before the product watch?
oh, I totally forgot that, huh?
Hmm.
Um, let's go over one right now. Let's
Okay.
take a look at Sam's car. Let me see if I can plop Sam's car so we can make fun of his rear shock tower.
I was gonna say that too.
Well, I knew about it. Like, he showed me the day that he did it, but
Hmm.
I just totally forgot. Totally forgot.
But I guess you can buy the narrow shock tower now in
Right?
black.
Right. Okay, let me do. I want to do this. And we're going to do. All of my scenes are messed up because we had 4 people on that one night.
Yeah.
That'll work. This'll work.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. So here we have Sam's shark. If you notice
Cool.
carefully, you can see that it's funny. It's got shaved rear shock towers. I forgot, Sam. What was it? Just to clear the body? I don't remember.
I believe it's a super body. Or no. Yeah, the super body,
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah, it was the super body. That's right. Because it's all narrow, like right there. I feel though, like,
nice.
did
Nice.
it not fit at all? And that's well, I mean that you must have
You can
because
I think it's the so like because I have that issue with the Miata that if the shock tower is like or if I have my magnets where I had it, they're a little tall. It makes it look like a four-wheel drive car.
hmm Dude, Sam, what's going on with your ball ends? Like your rod ends here. Looks like they're totally worn down. Are they just
It's
hitting your
hitting the
wheel?
body,
The body? That's the wheel, I feel.
possibly.
4-finger fitment. Okay.
Try iced tea, guys.
Then we got this one. So this is his front end. Nothing too particular here. It's a CT701 or a 700 servo. I
I
don't
went to
remember.
701.
Okay, so I don't know if I like the 701. The 700's fine. 701 does weird things for me. Like
I don't have one, so
it feels like it's more susceptible to shaking. And from what Jake was saying, the 701 is a completely different motor than what the 700s
oh,
was
hang
using.
on. He already ate, so put it up.
But other
He
than
just
that, I don't see anything really weird about this setup. I bet you that
the wiring could be cleaner.
the one wire. Or are we talking about the other picture?
The other picture.
The other picture.
Okay. I have beef with that wiring, right? On that servo.
Hold on.
Because you can't hide it.
Ugh, ugh.
I mean you can, but like where would you hide it? Oh,
On the
what happened?
servo,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it. I wrapped mine on one of them, or
Mhm.
like sleeved it, so it's got
The nice purple sleeve.
no, not the purple. It's just like a black weave.
Hmm. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. We'll see.
It like you have to find the right stuff though, and you have to like find a good threader, or else it gets really annoying really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else do we got here? Ozza, hey look, E30 gang.
Hell yeah, that's where it's at.
Oh, this is gonna be funny because everyone's it's gonna be showing up like 30 seconds late.
Oh yeah,
Sorry guys. Let's see. That's really big. Fit to screen.
yeah. What's up with that?
I'm getting there. It's just a really big picture.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Oh,
Mhm.
the screen capture's weird because
Yeah.
it's a lot brighter like in the
Mhm.
actual picture.
No, that's about the same.
Okay, so we've got the MST body here with I believe MST wheels and must be a probably an RMX underneath of it, I expect. Is that right, Ozza?
Yep, RMX.
Oh, be nice about toe out if you see any of these pictures. I bet you some of these pictures we're going to be seeing with like a really wide angle lens. FMX, that's cool. So some cars may look like they have toe out or toe in, but it might not be the case just because of the camera angle. So be nice, at least on that. Okay, we've got the rear end. I'm having to do a weird thing where I have to like open it up in the browser.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I do like the details inside though. Wait, we're supposed to be roasting them, right? Not complimenting them.
I mean, do what you wish, but
Just because it's the E30, I'll give it a compliment.
just because it's an E30,
Yeah.
he's running the diffuser, which
The
on
E30 will come with that. That's part of the kit, right?
no,
With
that's part of the RMX, I believe. Actually, I
Okay.
don't even think it comes with the RMX or FMX.
FMX.
I'm curious though, because like every single car that I've driven with a diffuser on feels like junk.
Minus the RDX. I actually put the diffuser on. It doesn't make a difference.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Option only, so you need to buy that diffuser if you want it. But yeah, yeah. Cool job on the roll cage. Is that one that you built?
Fire extinguisher.
Oh, there is a fire extinguisher in there.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you purchase that roll cage? Oh, here it is in its naked form. Dur, dur, dur. Oh, technically, John, you're seeing these as they come up. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I see him on the Discord too.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Discord now.
Oh, here we go. Oh, dang it. FMX.
Well, that's kind of cool. Okay.
So, the only car that I regret selling is my FMX because it was the original first gen FMX. Or, sorry, it started life off as a first gen VIP FXX. And then everything came out for it. And then, like, this conversion came out for it too. It was oddly, like, I think it was like $150 for the carbon deck and, like, the center motor, like, everything to move it to the center position.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, now that I think of it, that was cheap. Now we're spending upwards of close to $400 for chassis conversions.
You guys do, or I guess I did it too. MC1.
You did it twice.
How so? Oh, no, not really.
Yeah, you did. You had the black. Oh no, you traded for the purple one, huh?
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
basically, oh crap.
Okay.
I'm making this.
And what do we got here? Hey, Team Toro for the win. Now, is that a 120 or a 160? Looks like it's a 120.
Making a mess over here.
But how's it drive, Azza? Is it good? Like, what surface are you driving on? Tell us a little bit about it.
I think we gotta have him call in next time.
You think?
Yeah. Or like we can have him on like messenger chat. Next, and we can talk about the car.
I mean, there is nothing keeping us from like just adding random people into the call.
That's true.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll plan that for next time, and we'll just make sure that everyone's. Well, how about we plan that for next time? We'll have a section where we can just allow whoever wants to be on the call in the call. Anyways, okay. Let's move back. Let's go back to actual topics. Huh?
Are those racing front arms?
Hold on. Everyone can see my document. Oh no. Don't look. Don't look. It has nothing on it, I promise. He drives on polished concrete. It's really smooth, bit slow on rollout for tandems. Yeah, do you know what the weight bias is it? Wow, weight bias on that is? Because I bet you if you make it more similar to what our current chassis are, it'll be probably a little bit better. Because I bet you it's still like 60-40, pretty close to that.
And I don't know. At 40 now, or sorry, 70-40, 70-30.
Yeah, like right now, most of our chassis are running 70-30. Cameron, question on the RDX: is the rear shock tower low enough to run Datsun truck bodies by chance?
No. I mean,
it's not even the shock tower, because if you run the high motor, which is what you're going to want to run, it's going to be, you'll need to cut that out either way. Are you good on Spotify or any other platforms? John was supposed to do research on that today.
Yeah,
so
but John sat on the couch instead and chilled.
I mean, technically, it shouldn't be hard for us to put it on an actual podcast platform.
Yeah.
We just need to do it.
That's true.
Like, because we can rip the audio straight from the YouTube videos. Or if I wanted to, I could actually like record it and then do that same thing. Oh my gosh. Have you ever had those times where like your hands are on your keyboard and then you just randomly start like holding down a key that you don't intentionally want? Yeah, that was me. What are you eating, John?
Dinner. General Chow chicken from a sushi restaurant.
I had homemade egg flour soup and rice. It's a good combo if you haven't tried it.
Came over tonight.
Huh?
I guess I should have came over tonight.
I mean, you could have. I had a good day at the track. We had I was drifting with Mitch, and I made some okay progress with my two cars.
Nice. All right.
Is there
Brian said do his next.
Brian. Okay. Hold on. Is there a chassis that is a good direction to go to other than the RMX? Really don't want to cut it if I can't. Wait, what?
Why would you cut it?
First of all, continue to recognize that I'm never going to sell my RMX. Like that is equivalent to the whole like mini nervous thing.
Wait, what body do you have on that RMX?
It's the Mustang.
He wants a Mustang body.
Oh, is that what his question is?
Wait, Brian, which one are you on Discord?
Oh, yeah.
Is that?
But no, what is Cameron asking? Is there a chassis that is a good direction to go to other than the RMX? Really don't want to cut if I can. Are we just going back to chassis? Is that what we're
Uh,
talking about, Cameron? Okay, we'll come back to that. The body. No, wait, what?
and I'm lost. That's why we should keep roasting.
Okay. Brian, what's your... were you next in line? Like, just going down the list? Well, here. We have an RDX here.
Next one is Judd. That's Judd.
I thought he was selling those electronics.
Apparently he's running them.
Oh, do you guys care if... do you guys care if I actually put the pictures on the screen? Or is it okay if we just, like, keep it in Discord? Let me know.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Who said what? Who's selling their... You, Judd. Weren't you selling that stuff? Or are you giving up on the 7PX 10PX life?
Nope.
Did you buy one already?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Just remind me tomorrow to ask about the chassis so I don't have to cut the bed of the dots. Oh. Literally any other body will work. That's not a truck. It's because the motor is going to be up close to the rear windshield. Like that area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to show them. Okay. Bum bum. So this is Judd's RDX, which he only has had for like, what, a week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, how cute.
Pink wheels.
Team photo. Wait, wait, what? Who is this? This is still Judd. No.
It's Austin on the right. Judd and the second one in. And then we have Damien. Or no, Charlie. And then we have Damien.
Oh, so this is for team tandems tomorrow, huh?
Yep.
Hey, someone needs to put a bumper on that car.
Sushi. Am I making you guys hungry yet?
What is
So
this?
I think this is a new thing now. Everybody can just watch me eat.
I mean, that's what OnlyFans is for.
I know, but here it's free, and then you can see me eat naked later. For OnlyFans.
Oh, so Cameron, that motor position, there's only two motor positions on the RDX, right? It's either low, like mid low, or mid high, or just like high, right? The high motor position on the RDX, it's gonna, if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna feel more reactive to you. Is that about right, John?
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of kind of like smooth transitions or well, it'll be a more agile car, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This is back to Azza and his RMX 2.5. And that's kind of an interesting layout here. It's the motor right behind the shock tower. So
Mm-hmm.
so it's like a high rear motor, but not so far back. It's almost kind of like the Shark, almost. Like if it was in front and the ESC was high,
Mm-hmm.
that'd probably give you Shark-like attributes. I'm not a fan of the MST steering rack. Like, I think I'm just not a fan.
Is it because we never was able to like make it work really good?
No, it's not that. It's specifically the new MST steering rack.
Oh, I haven't got with those yet.
Yeah, I've only dealt like with the older one and just tuning newer ones. But no, the 2.5 that was kind of like the way to go in terms of like this is where MST is going, like at a competition level. Comes with all the cool stuff. It has active tow. comes with pretty much all carbon. Kind of like how the what is it called? The MRX. The MRX is all carbon, but no one can find one.
Yeah.
Boo, Sam, you're always sick. You need to
Sam,
not be
you better
sick.
be there. So I guess I'm competing 1v1 tomorrow.
That's right. What picture is this? Oh, it's another RDX. Hey. When it comes to competing, it's like you're always sick, Sam. So we've got an RDX here.
More.
This is Cheddarpud in Discord. I don't know
I think
who.
that's DJ. I recognize those wheels.
Okay.
And the servo.
Did Brian ever tell us what his Discord name was?
No.
Okay. So what do we got? We've got a Fledge 13.5. I can see a 13.5 there. And it looks like it's just a regular Zarvis. Or is that a XX?
It's a Super GXX.
Oh, big boy toys. Okay. And SPO3.
Then a GYD 550.
Cool. Pretty cookie cutter. That's
The only thing I would say is wire tucking on the servo and the gyro. It needs a little work.
wire tucking, or are you to the point of like actually chopping your wires to the proper length?
No, because I didn't chop the wires on my servos. I just like it a little hidden.
Yeah,
Like,
but specifically the gyro cords.
The servo to the gyro cord, yeah. Like
I specifically bought a crimper just to do those. And man, have I done so many of those.
I would like to see a fully wire tucked like build. Hey Kenny.
Okay. I don't know if we got Brian's pictures in here.
Yeah.
Because the next one is the last one that's come up here. And this is Kick and Wing 18.
That's Judson.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That's the mini.
So what do we got?
The Z.
Oh look. Hey, I recognize those parts.
Yep. Those are not parts for drift cars. In that picture. Hey, Logan sent his in. Cool. Axial parts. That's the box.
I know, like okay, that makes a lot more sense though. For any of you that's wondering, this motor, this fan mount, it's the Wrap Up Next fan mount. It's pretty cool. And I forgot what I did with that motor. I think that motor it's an Accuvance BS Dual 10.5, and it has the 12.5 millimeter rotor in it. It's either that or a 13 or the 13 millimeter. I think it's a 12.5 mil rotor in it. It's a good combination. I liked it. Here's a side picture of it. Oh, nope. So, for any of you who's wondering about those wheels,
they are narrow.
They're not what they're as descripted, because these are supposed to be 6 mil offset, and they're closer to 4, I believe, which makes it perfect for the Mini. But at the same time, this absolutely aggravated me because they only made it in one direction. So if you look at this side and then you compare it to the other side, it's going backwards. And it's annoying. But it is what it is. Well, Sam, feel better, because that's what really matters.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate you not spreading germs either. Now, for me, I personally like my body that I did for this car. But hint, Judson, you can steal the mirrors on that car, on that body. Or you forgot to put the mirrors on because they come with that body.
Yeah, I forgot to put it on. I think it's keeping that body that came with that car clean.
Yeah.
It's clean, yeah.
Okay. Is this Austin?
Which one? The next one down?
Next one down.
That's Logan.
That's Logan. Okay.
Mhm.
So what is this? It's a YD2. It's in a Z form, but it has an SX3 or just a YD2S battery position. Is it a Z? It's a Z, right? Yeah, it's a Z. Hot dog racing. 1270 with body. Is that without the battery? Or is that with battery?
Probably without a battery. Seems light.
Yeah. That seems very light. Okay. That's fully dressed with battery. Wow. Let's go back to the previous pick. There's nothing that would suggest to me that, like, why it's so light, though. I mean, it's all plastic, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, aluminum shock tower in the rear. Looks like.
And the hybrid front shock tower. Plastic uppers.
So, that car drives pretty smooth from what I've seen on the track. They got it to where it drives fast, like with everyone else. Judd said he doesn't want to run that green body because it's too pretty.
I mean, but we also ran the crap out of that green body.
Only if he knew how many tandem we've done with that body.
The amount of knowledge in your brain with regards to chassis is disturbingly amazing. I mean, but it's all YD2s, right? It's like it's a YD2, it's an MC1, it's a Mini. Like they're all the same. They're all the same parts.
So I still like it kind of bugs me a little bit when I'm at the track and there are cars that we don't work on, like the MST radio. I hate those things.
I mean, that's pretty standard radio, though. Anyway, where were you going with that?
Oh, just saying, because like knowledge, right? When we're talking about, I guess that's it. So, whose is this?
Austin. Oh, I already hate it.
Why?
If I bet you that's a stock 10.5, or is it a 13.5 or is it a 10.5?
It's hard to tell.
Austin, what is it? If it's a 10.5, then I already hate it. If it's a 13.5, then it's semi-decent. Or if it's a 13.5 rotor in the 10.5, then that makes up for it. Okay. 10.5. Yeah. It could be better. But hey, if it is your style, then it's your style. And that's all that really matters. This is an RMX.
2.0, 2.5.
I mean, they're both the same. However, it doesn't have active tow on the rear, so my guess is that it's a 2.0. Which Razor also makes like a conversion chassis for it. And Team Jordan as well, I think, or Beast mode. Those are pretty sick liveries, you guys. I do like that. RMX 2.0. Whoa!
What?
Are you overcompensating for something? Jeez. Dual fans?
I didn't notice that on that picture.
Okay. Can't, like, when you're on turbo or when you get into turbo, can you hear your fans wind down because of the amp draw?
Probably not.
They aren't on anymore. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, fine. Is
So
the Oniseki servo still in there? Because that'll be pretty interesting. Let's see. Last picture for Austin. Yeah. Oh, that is not the stock MST frame. At least I don't think it is. That's interesting. They did a good job. I like it. I like the what do you call it? Like the ducking.
the what? The
Kind of like that inner mill line on the.
chamfering?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, chamfering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Champ. It looks good. Does it have a decent amount of flex? If so, that's good too. Okay. Let's get back to it. A few topics. While John eats his General Tso's chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Burr, burr. Okay, so what are we talking about? Oh, Product Watch. Yeah, let's go to Product Watch. Since I said that we were only going to do one and just like rolled through them. Jeez. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you haven't been watching the news, basically, or I guess RC Drift Parts news, I keep an eye open for anything that's new. What's new just came up is the RDX Knuckles. Let me see if I can get them pulled up here from the RevD page. And these actually look pretty sick. But I do have a suspicion that, like, if you put them on a YD2, they might not work as good.
Well, on the YD2, I believe if you're using the bell crank, the steering tie rod or steering links are mounted on the top. So with this one, you have to mount the steering link on the bottom of it.
Right.
Shown on the picture.
But, like, that, you can technically tune for that. But
Mhm.
as far as the geometry goes, like, it's very, I wouldn't say RDX specific, but yeah, like, it's specific to the RDX.
Mhm.
But they look good. Like, this is probably the first part that they've gone after their, like, refreshing of the parts with the
Mhm.
chamfering. Because like the old RevD parts didn't have that silver chamfer or just the
Yeah,
chamfer, but they look good.
it's the silver edge.
Right.
Mhm.
From looking at it, it looks like it's pretty straight. It's an totally inline.
It's basically the plastic or the aluminum version of the plastic knuckles.
Yeah,
Even Red D said that on their release
like
for more precision and
yeah,
less.
for sure. Um,
Mhm.
but looking at it from the side and from like all these different profile pictures, it looks like it's just a typical inline um inline arm or knuckle. Is there any KPI on the stock knuckles, John?
No, this is exactly the same as the stock one.
Okay, so
Mhm.
totally inline, nothing special. So, do you recall what your stock camber is, like after putting together that kit?
Uh, Jake put it together, but it's -9 on the front.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
So
And
not the
that's
10, not the 10 that I set everybody to, but
mhm.
9. Okay. What else is here? Oh, there's actually So just if we just scroll down on this page here. So these are interesting. These are the new front body posts. It's interesting.
Hmm. Well, if you think about it, that goes in line with the top of your hood from
Right.
the front. Yeah,
Yeah. Like even farther back though.
but I think they're well sometimes. Well, I guess it depends on the body, but I think it's up there for a reason for a little bit more weight shift on the front end.
right, just a few
Yeah.
grams.
Yep.
They look like antenna holds or like the antenna stays.
Yeah. Yeah. For like JDM cars.
Yeah. Ooh, here's a hot one. The servo relocation servo arm.
I ordered one from GGT.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna ship it. I just want to try it.
Well, I'm just curious because it's moving the weight farther back, right?
Hmm.
So I'm curious of how that's going to balance. Like
Uh,
if it's going to be more of a slow transition because there's nothing up front now.
It could be, or it could make it so it's more traction in the rear.
Logan, I made a mono front mount for mine and it actually works well and helps with weight. Yeah. I mean, I am all for cheap body mounts. But at the same
For,
time,
for me, it's function, and if it looks good and it functions, then I'm okay with it. I don't have to. Hey, look, I'm message. That's our messages.
so this isn't too not exactly new. They've already had an adjustable servo horn before, but this is like the V2 of it with a chamfer, and it does look pretty slick.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind buying one.
I don't know 19 to 23. Okay.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, okay, this is what I like about um the RDX parts is that it gives you exactly how long these links should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
So you can technically replace it with adjustable ones and
mm-hmm.
kind of.
Yeah, and just for clarification, the RDX, yes, it does come with fixed turnbuckles and
Mhm.
camber links and all that. It's all adjustable, you guys. Like I think they're using 4.3 millimeter balls, right? Instead of the 4.8 standard balls from Yokomo. I'm not sure.
I haven't taken it apart, so.
And then V2 rears. This I don't know if I don't know.
Then we
It's
have the. Are we on the carbon yet?
it's not the carbon, it's the FRP, but it's the flex chassis of the FRP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I think I like the tub chassis a little bit better.
Same.
It looks cleaner to me, but I
Well,
bet this probably induces a little bit more inline torsional body roll, or not body roll, but flex, which that's the kind of flex that we want. It's what I call tacoing. When the chassis tacos, that's the bad flex that we don't want.
mm-hmm.
Oh, and high vis yellow wheels.
The DP5s.
Yep.
I should order some else.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are gonna be pretty hot.
Mm-hmm. But I'm on a white wheels kick right now too.
Oh yeah.
All my wheels are white.
Okay, so we got this, which is what I ordered. So I'm hoping that like what I have right now is going to still work with this. This is for the Shark, but technically it would work for a YD2 as well. Although it doesn't have the off-center camber links, so you'd have to deal with that. Or TK block the world, you can just get the RevD TK blocks and go from the bottom instead of those camber links there. MD1 parts. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is cool. the Yokomo MD1 finally gets direct steering. So it's not coming from the stupid ball end that's like on the side here. This is kind of like a pill insert. So up here, this is going to essentially go in this slot, and it's long because there's a little bit of tolerance that comes into play here. But other than that, this, I'm not sure if this would actually be an upgrade or if it's going to hinder like the chassis at all. Here's the oh look, there's a ball bearing. I think that's a ball bearing that's on the end there. Oh, look at this. So they finally got smart because of their stupid proprietary servo horn, because this ledge is going to hit the servo.
So they made one that's not going to hit.
So they milled it out. They finally got smart. Ooh, and a new battery mount. So this is actually cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Although, so this thing, this heat shrink wrap to cover all the wires here, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that at all.
Like that. That makes it cheap.
But yeah, this new battery mount system looks pretty fly. And it just snaps into place.
Nice. I still like the Shark or the RDX one better.
Oh, this is the bumper.
Oh, weird.
I mean, I guess it's better to have something than nothing.
Right.
But at the same time, you are, I don't know. You could be losing a little bit of shock travel from that. Although, so it's good to be able to see, like, finally some parts coming out for the MD1. Like, they released the aluminum uppers the last time we were talking about it, but yeah, it's good to finally see them, like, an aftermarket thing for the MD1 come out. Because now at least there's something to do with it instead of, well, technically the red and the purple ones come with a 4-gear transmission. So it's like, okay. Okay. Anything you want to talk about, John?
I think we got a question from Chris, right? Clayson, I think.
In chat?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not in chat. It's one of the topics that you have on the doc.
Oh, yeah.
No one's asking questions today on chat.
No, there have been questions in chat.
One or two.
Yeah. Okay. No. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. I read that already. Made a mono front mount. Yeah, I misread it again for, like, mono front shocks. If you all have seen, like, mono front shocks from the past, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's more of a hindrance. That's when it started, yeah. That's where we started seeing it, but, like...
Is it D3 or D4?
D4 was the one that actually came with it. I mean, technically, you're saving one shock, right?
True.
Chassis debate. You really want to have a chassis debate? Okay, we can have a chassis debate. But again, we've never really had like I mean,
I kind of like which one's better, which one's the worst.
Okay, so for all you in chat, go ahead and start posting which, or can I do a post? I want to. wait. So Judd, does that mean that your next chassis is basically just what everybody else has? Is that what you're saying? I feel that's what you're saying. Okay. I don't know if you guys will be able to... Oh, it only gives me yes or no? Oh, fine. Okay, post up the chassis, and I only want to see chassis in chat for like the next few minutes here. Imitation D5 D4 mix.
Where they had those?
Yeah, Jesse has one, or at least that's who said he has one, which is kind of funny because it's a D5 front end with a D5 belt or D4 belt drive on the rear,
Really?
which honestly I think is pretty fly. It's pretty interesting because technically you could automatically just go with the Rhino CLSD from there and just start using it.
Oh, speaking of CLSD, I need one again. Well, okay, I don't, but I want one.
Get the plastic one, honestly. It's $55 and lighter.
No, because I need the weight in the rear.
Okay. Then you're stuck with a higher price.
Yeah.
And if they're in stock or not. Because that's a trick.
True.
Okay. Chassis, guys. I need to see chassis in the chat. In the meantime, let's go over a few questions that came up throughout the week. And if I ever see questions on the PDX chat or a PDX Underground Drift page or just like in our chat, I'll try to post them up on like my doc sheet so we can talk about them here, just so that everyone's in the know.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris is asking, what Futaba receiver would you all recommend for drifting using the Futaba 4PM? So answer, the R334, either the standard, the one with the whippy antenna, or the E, the one without the whippy, or it's a little stubby short antenna. The reason why is because technically all the receivers work, right? But this one at least enables you to use all the cool, fun little gizmos and gadgets. So like the GYD 550, the Futaba servos, the Accuvance electronics, all of that stuff, right? So in the idea of that's the only receiver that does it, except if you go to the 10PX, the new 404 receiver does it too, right? John?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm always trying to read something when you ask me a question.
Okay.
Okay. Focus.
Okay.
We'll try to focus.
So Zach is in chat. He's alive.
Hey,
so
we're actually alive.
Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin made a post on the PDX Underground Drift page, and it was a super scale track, right? So the thing is, or the question is, would you want a super scale track that's more permanent but is super scale, or would you want to be able to still incorporate like track changes? So a little bit lacking on the scale side, but at the same time, well, and lane size too, because the video that he posted, it was like real scale to the car, so like not very much space beyond the two cars or two lanes, which if you were watching the video, if you saw the video, like none of the cars could actually stay in the lane, which I guess if you're doing a toge in Japan, or like doing that Japan in Car X, like you're never staying just within the roads, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Okay, Cameron, I heard, and correct me, track changes promote growth faster, I believe. Track changes, yes. Not necessarily. Well, okay, I see where you're going. Yeah. And same, I'd rather have changes often rather than like scale. But that's just me. We can still have trees. We can still have like cool little things that are on the track. If you do pay attention to that video, the scale parts, like the trees and the borders, are all movable. Like just like Scale Science does out there.
Well, so talking about the scale tracks, right? As far as like track change and whatnot, I think So if you have an elevation change, like on that scale track that he posted,
Mm-hmm.
it would be on one section of the track, so like the back area. Um, it would be kind of cool. And then you have the bottom section of the track. You can change that often. I
Mm-hmm.
think you gotta have one section where it's more scale. Like I think the original Super G had a bunch of um, scale section,
Mm-hmm.
like the Burnyard and on the newer one before they went to P tile.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's doable. You gotta have half and half. I think scale makes the track a lot more fun for the scale aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're painting bodies, we're trying to make it look as real as possible, um, or as goofy or the way we want it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be half and half. Like it doesn't have to be like one thing or another, but I would like to have more skill stuff.
Right. I think if we could use the like like on the side that we typically stand on, like where you typically pit at, John,
Mhm.
like in that open spot, instead of having people stand there, if we could use that, we could use it to make uh like a mountain run, right? So we'd
Mhm.
have a pretty shallow like way up to the top of it, and then it'd just be like um the toge run in Assetto that we play on.
Mhm.
So that
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Oh, are you still reading this? Um, so the as far as like track changes or um promote growth and faster or promotes growth faster. Um,
It's a fact.
yeah.
I Discord. Sorry, I'm replying to Zach.
Always. But could you imagine how much work we need to put in at the track to make it scale and elevation changes, sacrificing high speed. But I guess you don't have to sacrifice. It's just the more crap we put up there, the I feel like the track gets narrower too.
But
Or
you
the
you do have to consider like because if we're doing like tight cut switchbacks on a mountain run, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna have your gyro turned pretty down for that because if your gyro is turned up for the same level for the rest of the track, it'll feel like you're just stuck and you're just gonna fall off the side.
True.
So
I don't know how high the elevation would be though. I mean, if it's like an overpass where you, yeah.
yeah, and Logan says it like elevation is or elevation stuff is awesome, but it's just tough to build and makes it more permanent. Elevation is also hard because we have such low grip. That's where we get into carpet territory for the climb.
Right. It's carpet just for well, if you make the climb just the right incline, right, and you make it so it doesn't go very high, it's doable.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people drive on P tile or polished concrete onto an elevation and then back down. I believe there is a actually rear wheel drive when this was back in I want to say 2017, 18 maybe 17. We went to this guy's like little home track garage type out in Canby, and it's got elevation changes.
Mm-hmm.
It's doable as long as you don't stop before the elevation change. You're good. So it's definitely doable. I mean, drifting up and down of it was pretty cool. Um, but he built it for his hybrid 4-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive car with the two motors, two ESCs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a rear overdrive, so it's like counter steer days for him,
Right. A little bank. Let's build the Freedom Factory.
right?
No, not really. but but yeah, like, and that's what it comes down. Well, not what it comes down to. It comes down to like the people that you have working at the track, not actually working at the track, but the volunteers that are going to help at
Mhm.
the track. Because if you don't have the people to help, man, is it hard to do a track change.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
how long was Jake there at the track today?
I don't know.
All we know is that he came back with like a huge blister on his knee.
Yep. So,
And you guys took the track down yesterday, right?
yep.
Yeah, so it was a nice clean finish for him to just like be on and start working. But
Yep.
any track layout, you guys, like the track layout for last competition for the Oregon series, that still took like the majority of the day. And
Mhm.
I had Cameron and I had Matt helping me like be able to lay stuff out.
Mhm.
And like it even got to the point where I'm like, yeah, we're calling it done today. And then yeah, came back later and finished it up. But still, like, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So whoever's doing your tracks, be appreciative of them because
Mhm.
like they're not getting any glory from doing the track. If anything, it's a thankless job.
Yep. Or they get criticized because the track is not fun enough or it's not fitting someone's driving style.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yep. And even if the judges are there to lay the clipping points, we've had times where like the competitors are still complaining about the clipping points.
yeah,
So,
that's not right, or it doesn't flow to the next one.
right? And like you're supposed in any situation, right? Like if you're going to a new track, which actually this is one of the questions that Mitch brought up, um, which I'll touch on later. But like edit, like what do you do when you first get to a track? But when you get to a new track, it's your responsibility to figure out the line, the flow, and where you're supposed to be going on that track. Like what
And where
works
you can
best for
park
you.
your car, or where you can park and what not to do. I think talk to your local guys. Talk to the guys that's been there since day one, or the guys that even the owner. Talk to the owner. It's like, hey, what rules do I have to follow? I think that's the first thing that you gotta ask when you get there. You don't just pay your $20 and then go to the track and put your car wherever you feel like it.
Logan, everybody has the same track. Drive to the zone or don't. I mean, sure, sure, but no matter what, there's always going to be someone complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah. I mean,
it's
that's
part
just
of it.
the typical hobby thing. I feel like, or any event, anything that you do, someone complains, someone doesn't like it, someone whines because their car's not fast enough, or
Yeah, John.
they want to tell them, hey, my car's not fast enough. I'll let you know.
That's like every week. What are you talking about?
Only if Nick's there or you
Jeez. Okay.
or the mid boys.
Dark. Yeah, I think I was actually referring to Dark, not Scale Science, because I know that they just did a full on like a big change there, and like watching them move the pieces, like it was very modular in how it was. So it was cool to see that. Jesse, sink or swim. I mean, that's what he did. That's wow. That's what he did on competition day.
And he won a body for it.
Which apparently some people were like burnt about that because like prize for last place. I mean, Jake said that there was a prize for last place.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like you. So I want to touch on this a little bit. So people want to compete, they want trophies, they want prizes, but yet when you have an entry fee of $25, they complain. Like, oh, that's too much, that's too expensive for a comp. But when you want a prize, when you want a good one, think about that. Like if I was gonna compete, like when I do a track day for a real car, and that's just a track day, it's $100. Well, it's $80 plus gas plus tires, like real tires. if
Mm-hmm.
if if I do a really good drift that day, I'm down a set of tires for the end of the day. So that's another $1,000 on top of the $100.
So
So, and that's just going to the track. We're RC drifting and we're paying $25 to go compete. And if you don't get a cool prize for first, second, third, it's a thing. Like
is
I,
it
I feel like it's relative. If you want good prices, then it's gonna come with a high or expensive entry fee.
is it $20 or $25?
It's 20. So um
So
it got limited to 20.
it's it's just the cost of a regular day if you're not a member. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like sure, which bringing this up, like yes, the Oregon Series next competition on June 4th, we're going to do free entry and like free entry to the show and free entry to the competition. Reason being is that there's no track fee to like go and drive there. Whereas at Northwest there's a track fee. At PDX there's a track fee. So both of these places that have track fees are their own thing, right? It's like we're paying them to be able to like go and run. That's really what it's about. Now, if we get a kickback, like we do get a kickback at Northwest, for the like a certain portion of the entry fees. So that's what's going back to our series, like our series prices. So, which we need to talk about that and like actually order stuff because yeah, that'll come sooner than later.
Well, so I think for because we're talking about the SDC, right, SDC. If we accumulate all the entry fees that we're getting right now, and at the finale or the last race or drift comp, we can buy like a pretty cool prices. That would be cool. It's
Well,
kind of like it's kind of like the final championship, right? Like you get your nice trophy, nice prizes at the end. I think I'm okay with that. Like I feel like if we're doing a series, that's how it should be to motivate you to show up to all of it.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so what I do want to put out that we're actually already there. We have the ability to like get cool prizes and
But
not
what if we should save that until the end, the last drift comp for Oregon North or Northwest Oregon, then we can make it like really big at the end,
right.
like chassis or full painted body by Bankai RC or something cool.
Okay, so I'm very much against the chassis.
I
Here
mean, it doesn't
here's
have to be chassis.
well, I know, but at competitions you'll see like, oh cool, they got a chassis. But what if they already have the chassis? Or what if it's like something completely stupid compared to the chassis that they already have? Like that's kind of my mindset on it.
Well, I mean, it could be a body set, or it could be like a super cool electronic piece that you need for your next build.
Right.
So a lot of us that competes, I think we're in it for the long haul, right? Like, okay, I'm not competing, I'm judging, but I think that like if we keep the prices at the same level until the last one, and then we put in a big like boom, it doesn't have to be like a chassis. Like it could be like a hard to find items, or like it could be like $100, like the receiver is $120, or a gyro like a Revox,
Mm-hmm.
or a servo from like which one is it? The Yokomo V2 SPO 3D.
Mm-hmm.
$130. Those would be cool.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It doesn't have to be a chassis. I felt like something like that would be like, oh crap, like that's pretty
I
cool.
I do think that if we got like an RDX to raffle off, that would be fun.
If we can get one.
I mean, there's still time. We could still do
Actually,
that.
technically, my RDX is supposed to be raffled off.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yup. But no, you bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, where did I see it? Jesse was bringing up renting out the expo center.
Who
with
is?
Jesse. Green Go Car Wash LLC.
Mhm.
We should all pitch in and rent the expo center for a day and do a competition.
No, not
Well,
worth it.
well, okay. It's not worth it right now, but if we had all of Northwest, all of Idaho, like if there are any people, I think there's a few people in Idaho. Basically, we would need the numbers to facilitate like
Mhm.
the reason for that.
The Grand National.
Yeah, because think of it
Wait,
this way: like the Fitted Car Show and Hot Import Nights, like to get your car into those shows, not only do you have to be registered, like accepted into the car show, you also need to pay. Like Fitted is $75, I think, for entry.
mhm.
I
It-
don't remember the number on that, but the fact is that like for just like entry costs of like 70 to 100 cars, right? It's going to
mhm.
be that much. So I wouldn't be against it, but man, that would be a lot of event planning and like serious event planning too. And that's also banking on like you can guarantee those numbers, because if you don't guarantee those numbers, if you don't forecast right, you're going to be
Yeah,
quite
and
a
that's
loss.
that's a big job right now. We would have to be friends with everybody.
Not just with everybody, but like yeah, like yeah. Yeah. next topic that I want to talk about, Deans versus Bullets.
Wait, are we skipping?
Oh, I just decided to bring it up. Deans versus Bullets, everybody. If you don't know, or if you know, you know.
I prefer bullets now. I think Dings is a little old school, but if it works for some people, it works for some people, right? I mean, I was there at one point.
Bullets, bullets, bullets. Oh, geez. Okay. Looks like our anti Deans Club is going to get ruled out here. Sorry, Nick. John don't know that chat be pop. I mean, okay, that chat is a little bit it's extra. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's there's chats and there's I mean, to each your own.
Okay. That was fun. That's all for Deans.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do consignment and then move on to tools.
Okay.
And go
So
ahead.
this was an interesting one for me, talking about consignment, because I asked chat yesterday, and basically it's 20% consignment fee for like if we do consignment over at Underground, right?
Mhm.
And apparently 20% is a pretty normal going rate as far as like any hobby shops, right?
Any hobby shops or any dealership or pretty much anywhere that you do consignment on, depending on if you're using that. So if you're consigning your items to buy another item from that particular location, um, they take 10% or anywhere from 10% to, yeah, 10%. And then if you are just taking the cash, it is 20%. That's across the board on any dealership, any shops that you go to, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. John, 5 mil bullets. If you're John,
For
4
me,
mil. Just depends on your batteries, honestly. But most batteries now are 5 mil. Okay, but back to topic. Like to
mm-hmm.
me, like just private party, right? To me, 20% is a lot, especially if our cars are worth $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? And not to mention that this consignment is literally just putting it at a shelf for visibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
That seems excessive for just sitting in a display case. But yeah, I get it. Like if you're in a rush to sell, why not put it in consignment or on consignment in an RC shop? That makes
Well,
total sense.
that's not just a thing, right? So there, an actual shop that you do consignment on, they they're technically supposed to post your item. They're supposed to market your item, and they are the guys to talk to according to that item. The reason why you put it on consignment is that way you don't have to deal with the guys calling you and texting you, hey, what part is this? What part is that? When you put it on consignment, that shop is one, what is it called? Responsible for your item so it doesn't get lost or stolen. They're responsible for marketing and showcasing the unit, and they are supposed to be the ones that it's doing all the questions and tire kicking process with. Like you shouldn't be talking about it with someone else. Like
Right. Okay.
that's how consignment works. So
That's
if you
fair.
yeah,
And that makes sense. But we're in a position where, like, Underground is the example here, where the people that are selling, that are going to be in charge of selling, know, like, next to nothing.
well, again, it depends on the shop and if you want to put your car out there.
Mm. I mean,
Mhm.
all in all, like, if you're up for the consignment, then you just gotta know that there's that fee, right?
Yeah.
Like, ahead of time, adjust your cost, because
Mhm.
you can always do that. But at the same time, you need to know that there is that consignment fee. So if you are
Mhm.
going to do that, just be aware and ask the questions so that you are aware. Play the game.
Yep.
That's about it. Okay. Tools. I want to talk about tools. How many of you in chat have had, or not had, but have one of those combo tools? Have you had one, John?
Wait, which combo tool? Like the
Like multiple bits.
oh,
Yeah,
um, I've had one. Actually, you gave me one. I only use it in the house though.
I gave you one.
Yep.
A combo
Remember that?
tool.
Yeah,
I don't
I have
remember.
it. It's in the
Anyway,
bag with the multimeter.
anyway,
But yeah, I've had one. I actually still have my own personal combo tool that I got from a long time ago, but I switched to MIP this last year or the year, yeah, this last year.
which who is it? Uh, crap. It's not A main. It's not HRP. Horizon. Was it Horizon that bought out MIP?
I can't answer that.
Well, anyway, like moving forward, if you don't already have an MIP like tool set, like if that's your jam, or if you need new tool sets, you need to buy them like right now, because I believe they got bought out. And if it was Horizon, it's just a matter of time before they go to crap.
Yep.
Harbor Freight tools have a combo and a Yokomo set, multiple head ratchets, screwdriver. Okay, better question. Do you prefer separate hand tools, or do you prefer like one like ratchet combo with multiple bit type of things? I'm a fan of individual tools
Same.
and more of a fan of multiple sets of individual tools.
Well, I guess it depends on how we look at this individual, right? Or the combo. So at home, I like this. Like you have
No.
the bits and
Oh,
then
well, I
this.
mean, but you're actually using like a drill, right? With that bit.
Well, so yes and no. So this one is like one of those torque things that when you actually this one's Team Entergy. This one you can crank this part down so
Mm-hmm.
you don't over torque and it'll slip or click if you are over torquing
Hmm.
it. This one is my hand press or yeah, I know hand.
Old man
Yeah,
tool. Yeah.
yeah. So it works for me. I actually recently acquired this from one of the bins that I found. I didn't even know I had it. So it works. And they're MIP drivers. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they're
Those have been
yeah.
around for a long time.
Yeah. I think I got oh no, I got this from a 8 scale buggy guy.
Mm-hmm. But
It's been a
yeah,
while.
individual tools all day long. Like that's what it is for me. Like, and if you know me, you know that I have multiple sets like on me all the time. So I'll always have two sets of like 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and then I'll just have a single driver set. So if you do use my tools, just make sure they get back to the little carrier. That's all that I ask. If you don't have an MIP turnbuckle tool, you're doing life wrong. I don't know how many people borrow mine at the track.
No, Judd, this is all you need right here.
Dude, how many of those do you actually have? Because it's every single Yokomo kit.
I'm losing them. I don't know where they're at. They might be in the Yokomo boxes, but I did find a bunch of these. Here, hang on.
Okay, speaking of tool quality, because I don't actually have a MIP set. I do have the 4mm MIP turnbuckle kit, turnbuckle tool. That's the only MIP tool that I have. Honestly, I can't deal with the big yellow handles. Like, that's my thing.
They're not bad.
They're not bad, but it's just I don't like them.
John said I used to make fun of him. I did, because it was funny. Because I'm a snob too, every now and then. So as far as I have a gripe to pick with Shark. Why is it a 3mm turnbuckle adjuster?
Oh, I have no idea.
But I found something. Or I don't know if I just didn't know. So on the Shark, you know how you can adjust the servo front and back?
Mm-hmm.
That's one way I've been adjusting my toe is with the front and back.
That's what it's there for. Ackerman adjustment.
So I don't need the 4mm tool unless it's the rear camber.
No, you still need it though, because like one certain set is not necessarily perfect. So like if you're like if you're changing your track width up front, you will still need to turn your turnbuckles.
Yes.
Which is why I have the ProTech or the J Concepts. No, ProTech. I think they're ProTech, but it's like a full set. So it comes like with 3, 3.2, 3.7, 4, 5, 5.5, and 6. Yeah, all of those. That's what it's designed for, John. Ha 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 ha.
Someone asked, what hauler bag do you use?
Yokomo.
I'm still on the Yokomo bag because I can't find a bag that I can use that would fit in the trunk of the 86.
Actually, that's a good point. Because I don't think the ProTech bag would fit in the back of my Corolla. Yeah, so it barely fit.
No, I don't even think the Futaba will fit.
The Futaba will fit. It's not that much wider.
But it's like the way it's stacked, like that's a problem. Because I think the ProTech bag is as deep as how tall the Futaba is. So, and that's my problem. I couldn't put the ProTech one in there because I tried Marcus's ProTech and it does not fit. So I need something that could fit in the 8.6 that can fit 2 cars, a radio, and charger. I mean, I could do a suitcase or a Pelican or a Pelican case. But then
you really can't fit like two cars stacked on top of each other?
No.
Because that's how big the Futaba bag that's how big the Futaba bag is.
Yeah, I don't think I could fit it in my car.
Ozza posted more pictures. We'll get to it.
We'll go to the next topic, motor choices.
So okay. This one is interesting because I wanted to approach it with what we've seen in the past versus what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because back in the past, it was whatever 10.5 that we could get a hold of, or like I would always throw in like an 8.5 of whatever choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now we're so specific, right? Like it's retarded. We're spending. Like back then it was $80 to $100 for like the top tier motor, right? And we're talking about like Phantom top build motors. We're talking about like Orion motors, like those silver can Orion motors that were always expensive. But now we're paying $180 for a 10.5, 13.5, or even a 15.5 from AccuVance that has a fan on it. And on top of that, you want to get that level 45 rotor in that motor just for a little bit more torque. So not only are you at $180, you're at $180 plus 40, I think. So you're in a $200 motor, which now you can do like high-end motors, like race motors like that in a Snap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just funny. Like, what motor did you use back in the YD4 days?
YD. Oh, so let's go back a little bit. So when drifting first started, I was using a Castle Creation 700 kV, but it was four-wheel drive. So, and then I went to a Novak censored 4.5 motor. Is what I had in the YD, or wait, YD4.
Mm-hmm. That was a 4.5?
Yeah, I still have it.
Jeez.
I burnt the ESC though because I plugged it in backwards.
On
Bullet.
on Real Car, John, do you have the spare tire, or are you just on a run flat kit?
Spare tire.
Yeah, that's why we don't have deep trunks.
Well, so yeah, if I take that off, then the car, yeah. Oh, trunk.
Yep. Logan, my ESC and motor was $110. I don't know if you're trying to flex about that or if you're just being budget friendly.
No, he's telling us we're stupid for buying expensive ass motors.
I mean, but there's truth to it, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Mitch and I was actually talking about this earlier today, and like how like not everybody has just endless amounts of money to like throw out
Mm-hmm.
for rotor tuning or just like random different motors to test out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna go out and buy another like a Rev D motor, right? I don't need to. I haven't tried it other than like what I felt on other people's cars, and I'm not too terribly impressed by it either.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I know that. But I'm in a position where I have those people, have those friends that have those motors, so I can at least try them.
Mm-hmm.
No, Sam, that OGO is not the best bag.
It won't fit in my trunk.
It might.
No.
Not at all.
The trunk is small, like the Yokomo bag. Wait, so okay, so the way I put my cars in, let's do it this way. So the way I put my my car or my Yokomo bag in my trunk, because I don't like laying my cars this way, because what happens is the roof hits against the bag, causes a scuff on the roof, and then it looks all weird. So I take off the top bag or the top case that's got my BMW E30 RDX car, and I lay it on this side, or actually this side. So this is the back of the trunk, and then over here I have my radio, and I have the Mini, and then I lay the Yokomo bag right here. That way I can fit it in the trunk. So I have car here, bag right here, and it barely fits.
Well, apparently I'm just lazy because I just throw the entire bag in sideways.
I mean, I did that. Remember when that? Did I ever drive the? Yeah, I did drive the Lexus over a few times. So I threw that in the trunk, or actually in the back seat, laying down, and that's how I got a scuff on the S14 on the roof, because it was just moving on there like constantly.
Yeah, that's how my E30 is right now.
Yeah. So I try not to lay it down like that. Oh, and now my Mini does not fit in the bag, so I have to lay it like in the trunk somewhere.
It's what the radio bag is for.
I have the radio bag with the radio in it, because it doesn't.
Oh, that's lame.
Bag.
Because my radio bag is my mini carrier when I bring my Mini. Real talk though. So, and I 100% mean this out of non-racial terms or anything like that, but the Yokomo bag is literally meant for Asians only. Like,
Is they're not tall enough when you have the
yeah, because everybody that's taller than me have
with
problems
the
like,
protect or
yeah. Well,
with the
no,
protect, yeah.
yeah, but the problem is that like because where the lever is or the handle is, when you pick it up and you're taller, that like if you're 5'10" or like 6 foot, when you pick it up, your heels are gonna hit the bag, and that's the problem that everyone has. So you either like lean over and hunch over so you can keep the bag low and carry it like go that way, or you do what Lance or Jake does and you get the Protect bag
Yep.
and then you attach the Yokomo bag to that because the Protect bag comes up just enough so you can haul both bags.
Yep.
Kind of like a fifth
Um,
wheel and a toy hauler going down the highway.
right. For the 10.5, 13.5, 15.5 trend, I did the 15.5 when actually Vans released the 15.5 because I wanted to try it and see what it's like. We know that the 13.5 works. Um, I would say I hated the 15.5 at first. At least I hate it on the RDX. I like the 13.5 better. The 10.5, I haven't gone back ever since I got the 13.5. So I just figured it worked, so I was gonna leave it alone.
Yes. So, okay. But the thing is that you can't just drop a 10.5 or like a 15 or so if you drive 10.5, right? You can't just drop a 13.5 or a 15.5 motor, especially if you're going from 10.5 to 15.5.
There
You
is a driving. What is it called? You gotta get used to it a little bit.
Yeah. So they're completely different driving styles is
Yes.
ultimately what it comes down to. So if you expect a 15.5 to feel exactly like a 10.5, nah. No, you might as well not go that route. If you're thinking that 15.5 is by some way easier to drive or 13.5 is easier to drive than a 10.5, nah. It's the you get more trigger pull as far
Mhm.
as like the difference between a 10.5 to a 13.5 to a 15.5. My RMX has a 17.5 in it, and whoever has driven my RMX, if you know, you know, like that thing rips around the track like no other, and I don't know how it works, but it's just good, and I don't plan on changing it anytime soon. And Cameron, no, I'm not planning on selling it ever.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
All right. Which one? So another question before we moved on to the next one. Wait. Yeah. Before we move on to the next one, um, which has more throttle resolution?
It depends.
So it depends on boost and timing setup, right?
No, because there are other things that affect that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, like if you do it just off of boost or even can timing, because most cans are adding 30 degrees of timing right there, right? So if you
Mm-hmm.
take that all the way back to zero, you're already back a few thousand RPMs off the motor. Um, but as far as driving resolution goes, you can tune it so many different ways. One very one method is using the curves on the radio. You can tune it that way. You
Mm-hmm.
can tune the throttle, the resolution of the trigger pull by pinion gear, like the ratio between the pinion gear and the spur gear. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot that you can do to be able to get it done. It's just will it fit? um, but other than that, technically the widest is going to be that 15.5 or a 17.5. Todd was running a 21.5 in his RDS at the Hobby Expo. So yeah, like it just tune for the motor. If you change your motor, tune for the motor. Don't just plop it in and like say, "Oh, it's going to be magical," because it's not going to be. Like even the 15.5. The 15.5 is kind of like a dog without the level 45 rotor. That's my 2 cents on it. Like if you are going to look into buying it, get the level 45 rotor just right off the bat. One of those things. But what is everyone else saying? I drive very
Um,
aggressively. Is 10.5 better for attacking? No. It's the same idea. It comes down to driving style. 10.5 doesn't necessarily mean it's better at attacking than a 15.5 is. I can guarantee you that my Yogi with a 15.5 is going to be just as aggressive as me driving my Shark with a 10.5. Any 2 cents? Any of your
um,
2 cents?
so attacking when you're tandeming, um, so with my how my RDX is set up, my driving style is completely different from like everyone else's. Some guys like to attack and get super close. Um, I do too, but the way my cars drive, it doesn't like to drive like that. It likes to drive smoothly, and the way I do it is, I do hang back a little bit and then somehow catch up. I don't get the hops or anything like that. It doesn't look aggressive when I'm driving. It looks like just I'm creeping next to you, like just, and I'm right there. Um, I don't know. Tuning your car to your driving style is definitely more specific to you versus like, hey, drive it this way or drive it like that. I've been tuning people's car at the track or helping them tune. Um, so RDX specifically, uh, some of the cars that I've driven that's RDX sometimes end up being faster than the way my RDX drive. But then,
Nope.
like especially with like now that we're doing DRPs as a flat tire, my car is definitely a little slower than where I like it to be,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels, yeah, I feel like I went back 2 steps switching tires, but everyone else is like, I can slow down more to let people catch up and actually tandem with me on a regular tandem, like if we're trying to do trains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little bit more steady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think it comes out of tuning, depending on what you like. But I also learned that the more like every day I'm learning new things. So
I mean, eh, have not just you, John, but everyone, right? Like,
mhm.
have you tried just driving with zero timing on everything?
No.
Yeah, like it's a different feeling, right? It feels like you're short on motor, but at the same time, it's like you're okay. Better scenario. How many times have you lipoed, right? And your car
Mm,
just magically drives faster,
yes.
right? Like that in itself should speak like massive amounts of like you don't need all that much. You just need
Mhm.
enough.
Yep.
That's all I know.
Um,
Baby just stock for life.
so talking about driving, right? A little bit. Or should we get to that last topic that we should talk about before we move on to the next one?
No, let's keep on driving style right now because Judd brought it up like in the chat.
Mhm.
I just didn't write it down in the talk
Oh, gotcha.
because it is a very expansive topic. Like
Mhm. So like James from West California, GGT, like
Team D
Super,
styles.
yeah. So um he's got an RDX that he finally got, and he was tuning it when he came over. Well, not here. He came over to PDX to meet up with us. His car drives completely different.
And yet it's the same car.
It's the
Like,
same car. Judd's car is like a midpoint between my car and James's car,
uh-huh.
and then um, DJ, his RDX drives very similar to mine, minus the, so his like understeer a lot more. Um, so, but yeah, it's if I drive it just like my car, it does everything that I want it to. Judd's car, I have to feel it out. James's car, after a few laps, I got used to it, and I'm actually hoping to tune my car completely different just to get close to that driving style.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I mean, what we'll see what happens at the comp tomorrow. I don't think James will be there, but I mean, I can always reach out and be like, hey, let's tune my car just like your car. But
Hmm.
he is running a
It's different
V-
damper setup, right?
no, I think he's running a Revdy servo and a Yokomo V4 because he can't get a hold of the Revox, or he hasn't tried to. But I believe he's running something MC1 on his front end,
Hmm.
but I think it's just knuckles or something like that, or arms, or caster. I don't remember. I honestly just wanted to drive because it was like that night we were all just. I think, yeah, I think that night with like a new guy at that course or track, and we had trains going.
So Sam makes a point. Building the kit probably does make a difference. Making sure suspension is all smooth, reaming arms if needed, etc. Electronics can make a car feel different too. Judd's RDX to yours feels totally different. So about that though, isn't that an interesting thing because all of these RDXs are technically meant to be stupid proof, and yet like everyone still has their own driving styles, still has their preferred electronics, and that alone is, well, and building it probably more than anything else is going to change the way those cars drive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I like if I build another Yogi, it's not going to feel the same like how mine feels right now.
Mm-hmm. which which is understandable, right? Because we all like even if you change just a little tune in the electronics, it will drive completely different. Um,
Which is also funny because technically the RMX is that same level of idiot proof. Like, but
but it's
it's
crappy electronics.
well, it's not just that. Like, because I bet you if you put the crappy electronics in an RDX, it'll still be fine. The problem is that MS.
So
You know what I mean, though. Like
we can segue to the next topic on this.
I okay, but still, like I think if you put the MST electronics in an RDX, the RDX is still going to outperform an RMX, like without any troubles, right? The RMX to me feels, and I've said it before, it's the taste tester. Like it's your entry
Mhm.
into the drift world. If you want to get serious into it, then do the RDX.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Judd, my RDX has RevD V4, RevD Servo V4 gyro, Hobbywing XR10 Pro Elite D10 10.5 motor. Cool. I'm still not a fan of that motor. Cameron, Adam, I am thinking about snagging a heavy magnetism rotor for my D10. What do you think about the difference between the medium and the heavy? I don't know the answer to that because no one has decided to go with the heavy magnetism rotor. I'm hoping that it's just around like the level 45 or a little bit more, to be honest. Um, because the level 45 for an AccuVance could like if they made a level 50, I think that'd be a pretty cool sweet spot. Logan, humans are adaptable with practice. You can get used to almost anything within reason.
To a certain extent, we'll go to that topic next.
Well, okay, okay. Sam, I'd agree with your thought, Adam, but the RTR gyros just need to be replaced immediately. No, actually, the new MST gyros are basically a ripoff of the V4, endpoint adjustment and everything. Like the new MST gyros, I think are totally fine. Is the
John,
RD?
yeah, John, to answer your question about the RDX, if it's crazy fast, I would say yes and no. It's really depending on what electronics you're gonna put on it and how you drive. You still have to drive a certain way to make it to just like anything. You can't just be like some random guy on the street and be like, oh, here's a 1,000 horsepower drift car and you're good to go. No, you still have to learn how to drive it a certain way to make it fast.
Um, Also, the RDX. So the configuration that it had was uh, bone stock RDX with the solid axle, um, V4 gyro, RevD servo.
Wait, you said the RDX or S?
RDX.
Okay.
So when Jake built yours, right? He
Mm-hmm.
put all of the SX3 electronics into that car. It had a
Mm-hmm.
Sanwa MT4 radio, with the Sanwa ESC and I think a Phantom 85 motor, I want to say, in it. And it, for being a bone stock chassis with that set of electronics, that thing blew my mind away with how fast it was. Just right
Yeah.
out the gate.
So like, I think it's also weekend drive, right? Because I've seen some people drive the RDX that, I mean, they can drive, but they can't drive that well. They still weren't that fast. That's what I'm saying. So like with us being more experienced, driving that car the way it sat or got built was pretty fast compared to some of our chassis.
Hmm.
Yes. So
Like,
yes, it's fast, but it takes, you got to know how to drive it too.
right. And it is a very specific style. Like, Jake doesn't like it for its style. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I like it because you can place it pretty much wherever you need it to be. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're not ready for that type of style, or if it's not your style, then it's just not your style. Move on to something else. Like, that's really what it is. Judd and Futaba Espas. Yeah, yeah. So it's not genuinely like S bus compatible, but you can do a 2-wire setup on the new MST gyros. I'd still opt to use 3 just because it makes it a little bit more easier for like just driving. Sam, I drove a rental RMX at Dory Lounge in Florida and when was tandeming with the locals and they were kind of ruffled. It was because you don't have to spend bunch of money to honestly to be able to drive. No, no.
Yeah, you don't have to spend money, but you can't just put together a random kit and say, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be the next drift comp champion." Like I've proven that so many times. There are cars at our local track that people are like, "Oh, I don't want to spend money on this and that," and then they drive someone else's car, or you take that um, particular item and put it in their car, and they're like, "Oh crap, yeah, I got to do that." So next topic.
I mean, but driver mod is real, 100% real.
Driver mod is 100% real.
So, okay, but next topic.
What shouldn't you, or what things should you not cheap out on?
This goes for everybody. Like, if you think about the things that you buy like throughout your RC career, not just drifting, but your RC career, what are the things that you shouldn't cheap out on? Yeah, the only thing that I really wrote down here is radio. Because honestly, you can get by with a cheap speed control and motor just to get by, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. But your radio is something that you're going to be taking with you from car to car, and honestly is probably the biggest investment outside of like the total investment of your car. Actually, no, the 7PX and the 10PX is the biggest investment in your RC career that you will make. Um, but you don't have to buy those.
So the radio, like going back to it, it's preference. Like I've driven with a Noble 4. I've driven with, I mean, when I first started drifting, like back into drifting RC again when it was counter steer, um, God, I thought Spectrum was the best. The X3R Pro, like with the highest, the most expensive servo I could find, so I could be just as good as everybody. And then one day, some guy had his Sanwa radio, like a lower end that, well, I guess it's the same price as the Spectrum back in the day, and he's got the same servo that I have, and this his front wheels for steering, he would crank it down all the way to the left and would let go of the wheel, and it would do this just as fast as the radio would. And I was like, whoa, how come mine doesn't do that? And I have the same servo. The transmission between my radio and receiver to the servo or gyro was not fast enough.
Mhm.
So, like, basically, the transmission wasn't as fast with the Spectrum. That's why, ever since then, every time I get a radio for any type of RC, drifting related, I try to I tend to go for the better ones, not just like I can get by with this.
Hmm.
The Noble is pretty good. I mean, basically anything Sanwa MT4, I'll go
MT5.
that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, MT5 now.
Yeah, I think I no, the other one that I had was MT44.
Yep. The
But yeah,
44 was interesting because it's one cell.
right.
Logan, I have a 3PV, and while I do want to upgrade, I don't know if I would have gone into the sport if I had to buy a radio that costs just as much as the car. And yeah, no, that's perfectly
Well,
fine.
like we said, you don't have to buy the expensive stuff. But if I could do it from the start, I wish I would have started with a high end radio, decent electronics, and upgrade from there. To be honest, like yes, me thinking, oh dang, I don't want to spend $800 on a radio would probably be there and kicking my ass to not for wanting it and not wanting to spend the money. But knowing what I know now, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Hmm. And yeah, hindsight, right? it's
Mhm.
it's always way more clear once you look back at the things. But and I think yeah, the problem is that from the start you just don't know what the addiction is going to. No, 100%. And I want like that's exactly what I'm talking about here. Like that's why I said throughout your entire RC career, not just drifting.
Yep.
Because like I've been through the whole gamut of I've had the we'll go back way back. I've had the pistol grip Futaba AM FM radio with the crystals. Yeah,
And
with the long whippy antennas. I've had those,
Mhm. Yep.
right?
I think we all started with something relatively affordable. I mean, come on, my first one was yeah, I had a Futaba like 2 channel that I bought from Hobbytown with the long antenna.
Hmm.
I had that too. And then like I couldn't figure out why my car was driving funky, driving with another person. It's because their crystal was too close to my channel.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, but I wouldn't skimp on that. That's I guess we're just saying that that's one thing that I wouldn't skimp on. Um,
I mean,
I want something I could trust.
right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like, and the main reason why I ask that, um, like whenever I'm talking to anyone at the shop or just the track, like Northwest today, I had a guy like we had one guy that actually got pretty good at driving first Mitch's car, and then I let him drive my cars for a good half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. I know Mitch is in the chat right now, so he can correct me, but um he was doing really really good with like one of my chassis at the end of that 45 minutes to an hour or however long it was, right? But he has all of these pieces, like, and it's like I always ask a person that's inquiring how interested they are they genuinely interested in drift, and if so, like, are you only wanting a taste test, or are you like, do you feel like you're going to be like in it, you know what I mean? Like, because if the answer is like yes, I'm going to be addicted to this hobby, then yeah, every single answer is going to point to MT5, Noble
Mhm.
MB4, Futaba M4PM, or 7PX or 10PX, or Sanwa M17, right? But
Mhm.
anything lower than those specs, it's kind of like hard to justify because you're starting to skimp on features.
All
Ugh,
right, next one.
hold on,
What? Oh,
hold on. Or what? Sorry, what are you going
Adam,
to?
what did you work on this week other than your wheel car?
What did I work? Wait, that was an actual question.
Yeah,
um,
it's that question.
so today was my only day at the track, to be honest. Or Saturdays and Sundays are really my only track days. But as far as that goes, I was working on today pretty much just rear suspension. I'm playing with anti squat instead of pro squat in my cars, so that's been interesting.
Hmm.
Do do do.
Elaborate tomorrow. Um, Go ahead. read that, and then I'll show you what I was working on.
If you're new, you don't understand the allure of tandem, and you can spend way less, but immediately you'll be annoyed that everyone is way faster than you, and you got to start buying parts. I mean, buy an RDX. Like, sorry, that. I mean, RDX is genuinely the turnkey solution to get you started in the right place. Like 100% back that, no matter what chassis you throw at me. Yeah. But yeah, that is the truth of it. Like, you buy parts so that you can get faster, but if you don't know what you're doing with those parts and you don't have anyone to ask, then you're always going to be slow.
Yeah. So that I mean, for me, that's what it is. That's why. So the reason why I recommend things that I have, or that things that works for me, I just want people to like, because I don't want to be at the track and then I'm driving and someone's crashing into me, or I'm crashing into someone because they're spinning out too much, right? So like that's why I'm like, hey guys, you want to get faster and better? This helps. That's all I'm saying. Not like, oh, this is the holy grail. You have to have this to get good. We know a couple people that don't have the same setup that I do, and they're either faster than me or, better than me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, I think let's finish this with Oz's last picture. Let me see if I can get it up here. Dun, dun. So looks like we have an RRX. So pretty standard. Interesting way to mount the body. So that must be on the rear windshield, or it's not attached to anything, so it could just be chassis only. But he does have a body picture here too.
mhm.
Oh, that's why. That's why the body posts are like that.
What is that? Is that a Honda or a Celica? Interesting.
I think he said it like way up there in chat.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot to go through. A lot. I don't know. It's a Corolla. Side badge says Corolla.
okay. Because the thing on the back looks like a old school Honda emblem, and then on the front looks like it's a Toyota TE 2711. Cool. It's
I
cool.
never liked how far the low motors sat on the RRX, and even the YD2R YD2R. Like, if it's not risen, it makes the car really lazy. I was just never a fan. Still not a fan.
All right. Everybody's gonna make fun of me now because I can't recognize the Toyota, but I technically drive a Subaru.
Wait, you're gonna go with that when your car is actually like
It's a Toyota. I just because it's got a Subaru engine. Hey, everything else is Subaru, including the Toyota emblem.
the Toyota emblem is Subaru?
Yeah, I can. I think I took a picture of it, and it says on the back of the Toyota emblem, it says Subaru.
Mm. Eh, eh. If you do have a Toyota, a current gen Toyota, I don't know how far back it goes, but the wheels are Enkei,
Yep.
so that was fun. Fun
Oh,
little
let
gift.
me share this, and then we can get off. Thanks.
Oh, I've had John backwards this entire time.
Hey, it's coming along.
Hold on. Horizontal. Oh, nope. Ah, dang it.
What? Is it still backwards?
No. Dang it. I flipped the wrong thing.
Oh.
I mean, technically it doesn't matter, like backwards or whatever. I like, you can show. Go ahead and show.
Yep. Here it is. So this was printed by Lance. It's actually coming off because yeah, the two-sided sticky tape is coming off. I need to redo that. Eventually it'll be like actually glued on once I figure out which way I'm gonna go with the front bumper. The flares. So this was printed by Lance, the front bumper. This are printed by Alex P. This one is
Cool.
printed by Judd. Alex P is still printing me the upper part of the side fenders, or yeah, the rear fenders and the side skirt, and I think he's doing a front bumper for me also. Judd also printed a bed cover, but yeah, it's coming along. It drifts nice. It is a little heavy. The weight shift is real on this one, especially on the front end.
Uh,
So
you are being requested to show your E30.
sure.
So,
Oh, hang on, I forgot. This is also a baby shark, minus the transmission and the rear shock tower.
so it's still not a shark yet.
It is,
No,
because I don't like that transmission.
it's a better transmission.
Yeah, the Z is better, I think.
No, it's 3 gear versus 4 gear.
The Z is 3 gear.
I know, the shark is 4 gear or 3 gear.
Yeah, I don't need that. Here's the E30.
So it's funny because before John painted his, I was actually thinking of painting mine that color. But I'm like, the body lines. I got to do the body lines. So the answer was just paint it a dark color.
So you don't have to do body lines.
Yep. And therefore it turned out to be like pretty close to be black.
So the first RDX in the group, not mine first, but Jake's first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay,
on
you
my-
guys,
You guys want to see more picture?
any final questions? Because we are over our normal time. If anything, reminders, doors open at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning at PDX.
Don't. Oh, try not to show up too early.
Why?
Oh, I don't know.
I
It
mean,
opens at 9. Don't be at the door by 8:55.
well, so just don't hoard the door.
Yeah.
You can be in the parking lot, just don't hoard the door.
Yes.
But it looks like it looks more active when you have people looking, like waiting in line, right?
Oh, and if you have nice cars, feel free to drive, like real cars, feel free to drive them in tomorrow. Clean. I don't know.
My car is not going to be clean. Like
My car won't be clean.
Like my car, I wash my car and the next morning it's covered in like dust and pollen. Like it's
Yep.
stupid.
Sounds like my day when I wash my car. I drive it to Vancouver and then I park. I get out of work and it's brown.
Yeah. It's
So.
lame. Okay. So yeah. Breakfast tomorrow, if you know, you know. 7 a.m. That's what we're doing.
Really?
Yeah, dude. So because if practice time is like paramount, then I'd rather have a lot more time to get everyone fed, like in and out of the restaurant than anything else. That's why 7. So yeah, if you're there, then cool. No qualifying, Cameron. It's just gonna be random brackets. Yeah. How are you gonna do challenge? Or is it just gonna be like whatever? Are you gonna make the bracket yourself?
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
I'll just match people up to whoever I feel like matching up with. Like
Cameron, you're going against Jake.
First run. Go against Jake.
No.
Yeah, it could be good. So this comp is actually there's 4 of us working on it, including Kevin is part of, well, he's there to learn, but yeah, it's to learn how to run the comp with the judges. So tomorrow I'm hoping to just be a competitor, but I'll judge if I have to. But yeah, so we'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
The better this looks tomorrow, the more comp we're gonna have and the better prices we're gonna have. So let's just All together.
focus on the prizes part. Don't focus on the more competitions part.
Right.
Because yeah, honestly, competition is great for those who want it, but yeah, it can be some troublesome stuff. Anyway, okay, you guys, I'm gonna sign off. We're gonna end the stream, and if you're there tomorrow, cool. I will see you there, bright and early, because I've got to leave at like what 5:30 to get up there. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a fun day. I've got a cool soundboard for you guys to listen to. So yeah, we will see you tomorrow. And if you're not a part of the PDX group, you guys have fun. And until next week. Okay, peace.
Peace.